I will ascend to heaven. I will set up my throne above the stars of God. I will dwell on Mount Zaphon, the northernmost place in the world. I will overcome the clouds and become like the Most High. This is exactly what Lucifer, one of the first children created by God, uttered. Lucifer, with his extremely arrogant nature, was willing to disobey God and overthrow him. That arrogance turned him from a highly respected archangel, deeply loved by God, into a rebel and banished to the 18 levels of dark hell. He was the one who initiated one of the greatest battles in Christianity, war in heaven. In the New Testament, the war in heaven is the premise that explains the banishment of Lucifer, also known as Satan, to Christianity's hell. In this video, we will reveal the shocking truth about the fallen angel Lucifer and the tragic end for the man who was once known as God's most perfect angel. If you find this video interesting and useful, please like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Lucifer is one of the first children created by God himself based on his image. Lucifer is an angel with the rank of seraphim, the highest angel quality in heaven. Seraphim angels are creatures that stand near God's throne and continually sing his praise. They are mentioned only once in the Bible. In Isaiah chapter 6, above it stood the seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto another, and said, Holy, 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 holy is the Lord of the host. The whole earth is full of his glory. In Christianity, Lucifer is depicted as a young man with an extremely perfect appearance and sparkling golden hair, and under each of his feet is a fire that never dies. Lucifer not only has a beautiful appearance but also has the ultimate power. He is the most powerful archangel in heaven, along with other archangels such as Gabriel, Michael, and Raphael, who help God govern the heavens. God deeply loves him, and he has given him many important responsibilities. It is no exaggeration to praise Lucifer as the most beautiful and powerful angel in heaven, but this has made him extremely arrogant and overbearing. He does not completely believe in God's will. He always has thoughts contrary to his point of view. He also did not hesitate to oppose God's words when he felt his words were not trustworthy. And then it was Lucifer's arrogance that caused him to be banished from a noble archangel to the 18 levels of hell forever. He is the one who enticed more than a third of the angels to betray God, leading to a war greater than any human war in heaven. The deepest cause leading to this war stems from God creating humans and ordering angels to serve them. One day, God decided to create humans to live on earth. God created man in his image so that he could have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, the livestock, the beasts of the earth, and all the earth, and every creeping thing that moves on the ground. People on earth will serve and love God, offering him all creatures to thank him for creating them, thanks to which they will be raised to heaven to live with God after completing their holy life in this world. Earth. God created the first human ancestor, Adam, from dust and placed him in the Garden of Eden. Next, he took Adam's rib to create Eve. After God created Adam and Eve, he called all the angels in heaven, asking them to bow down and serve humanity. This is also a test that God gives to test the angels' loyalty to him. While many angels expressed their loyalty and willingness to obey God, Lucifer felt his request was an insult to him. He believes that he is the most noble creature in the world, created by God from the sacred fire, unlike Adam at that time, who was only a lowly creature from dust, and that humans should be the ones who must obey the gods, angels, including Lucifer. He refused to bow to humans, so in his heart he began to cook a great conspiracy. He decided to betray God and join other angels to overthrow him. He gathered more than a third of the angels in heaven, the rebellious angels, who considered serving humans an insult to them and rebelled against God. A large number of angels fell because they rebelled against God. We recall that before entering heaven, God forced the angels to endure a test of obedience and humility, which we only know the essence of, not the specifics. How? The sins of the fallen angels were pride and disobedience to God. Satan, the most beautiful of all angels, aware of his extreme intelligence, rejected the idea of being subject to anyone. He forgot that he was just a creature created by God. Many other angels also followed his madness. According to Christianity, the war in heaven is a mythical conflict that took place between two groups of angels in traditional Christianity, attested in the book of Revelation, on the 6th day of the first week on earth. An angel named Lucifer rebelled with 1/3 of the other angels in heaven to gain dominion with God. It is estimated that as many as 133,306,368 angels participated in Lucifer's rebellion. Confronting the rebels is a force of angels loyal to God. This force consists of 266,613,336 angels led by Archangel Michael. Besides Michael, there are also 6 other archangels in heaven, including Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Salathiel, Jagudiel, and Barachiel, Before starting the battle, Lucifer arrogantly declared war on God. "I, Lucifer, will be in heaven. I will engrave my name in the stars of God. I will sit as Lord of all things, on every highest peak of every holiest mountain. I will ascend above the clouds. I will be like the Most High." The war in heaven was recounted by St. John in chapter 12 of the book of Revelation. Then there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the serpent, the python, and his angels also fought. But they are not strong enough to win, and they have no place in heaven anymore. The great python was thrown down, that is, the old serpent, or Satan, the one who specializes in bewitching the whole world. He was cast down to the earth, and his angels were cast down with him. The python mentioned here is Lucifer. God gave the then Archangel Michael great power to command more than 260 million other loyal angels to fight Lucifer's faction. Michael's rank is lower than Lucifer and some other archangels, and although he does not have supreme power like Lucifer, he is a person with absolute faith in God. When God gave the angels a test of loyalty through serving little humans, while Lucifer was arrogant, refused to bow his head, and chose to betray God, Michael still listened to every word of God. He had no questions or complaints in his heart, so Michael deserved to be the one to lead all the loyal angels in heaven to fight against the traitor Lucifer and his gang. In the Catholic Encyclopedia 1911 article, St. Michael the Archangel, Frederick Hallweg wrote, St. John speaks of the great conflict at the end of time, which reflects also the battle in heaven at the beginning of time. He added that Michael's name was the war cry of the good angels in the battle fought in heaven against the enemy and his followers. With twice the force and the support of God, Michael held the long-gunner's sword given by God in his hand, spread his white angel wings, and advanced toward Lucifer and his accomplices without fear. The moment Michael's sword and Lucifer's sword touched each other, heaven and earth shook violently. During the fight, Lucifer may have turned into a giant snake, or possibly a dragon, to fight Michael. In the book of Revelation chapter 12, the scene where Michael fights a dragon in heaven is described. This dragon is most likely transformed by Lucifer. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, so they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon has been cast down, the ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels followed him. Evil cannot win over good. The more he fought, the weaker Lucifer became before the mighty Michael, and then Michael gave a decisive blow to defeat Lucifer and end the heavenly war with a humiliating defeat for Lucifer's side. Michael declared punishment for all the losers, including Lucifer and more than 1/3 of the rebel angels. All fallen angels who rebelled against God were banished from heaven and eternally exiled to hell. Michael kicked Lucifer to the ground, down to all 18 levels of the darkest hell. And Michael gave Lucifer a new name, a name that anyone who hears it will fear: Satan. After being banished to hell, Satan became one of the 7 princes ruling hell, the demon representing arrogant sinners. Because of his arrogance, he lost God's grace and became a demon. Many thousands of years later, Jesus said that he saw Lucifer thrown to the earth like a bolt of lightning. During the 15th century, according to the Bishop of Tusculum, about 1273, it was estimated that 133,306,668 angels were banished from heaven for a total of 9 days and 9 nights. After becoming Satan, Lucifer lost all of his angelic beauty. His face was deformed and became ugly and hideous. His pure eyes became dark and bloodshot, and his flowing hair disappeared. The beautiful angel wings turned black and turned into bat wings. On his head grew 2 sharp horns. His body was dyed red with blood, his limbs grew sharp claws, and no one could still recognize the archangel Lucifer, who was once the most beautiful angel in heaven. Even when he went to hell, Satan continued to oppose God by tempting humans to become sinful, because he wanted to prove to God that he was wrong about humans, and that human sins also originated from Satan tempting Adam and Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. Christian tradition tells stories of angels thrown from heaven by God as punishment for their betrayal. The War of Heaven is also described in John Milton's epic poem Paradise Lost. The battle between the faithful angels and Satan's forces raged for 3 days. In the final battle, the Son of God single-handedly defeated the entire army of rebel angels and expelled them from heaven. After this purge, God created the world, culminating in the creation of Adam and Eve. Satan now transformed into a snake and successfully lured Eve into eating the forbidden fruit by taking advantage of her trust and giving her cunning persuasion to obey him. Eve quickly picked the forbidden fruit and invited Adam to eat with her. Adam initially refused, but Eve's pleas weakened him, and after they both ate the forbidden fruit, they felt guilty and turned away and denounced each other. Meanwhile, Satan triumphantly returned to hell amid the praises of the fallen angels who were as damned as he was. He told them how their plan would work and that mankind had fallen, giving them full dominion over heaven. However, as he finished his speech, the fallen angels around him became hideous snakes, and soon Satan himself turned into a snake, losing his limbs, and cannot speak. Therefore, they suffered the same punishment, because they had the same sin. Jonathan Edwards states in his sermon Wisdom Displayed in Salvation, Satan and his angels rebelled against God in heaven, and proudly presumed to try their strength with his. And when God, by his almighty power, overcame the strength of Satan and sent him like lightning from heaven to hell with all his army, Satan still hoped to get the victory by subtlety. The end of the heavenly war marked the humiliating defeat of the traitor Lucifer and his gang. Lucifer seemed to have everything most precious, but his arrogance made him blind and choose the path against God. The price to pay for his arrogance is too harsh, but it is Lucifer's extremely worthy end. People want to do evil things because at that time they are being tempted by Satan. Tempt us away from God's protection. If we let that demon successfully taint our souls, we will meet the same end as Adam and Eve, the first 2 people who were kicked out of heaven because they followed Satan's temptation to eat fruit, forbidden, which God did not allow them to do. They had to endure birth, old age, sickness, and death, and endure all kinds of pain in the world as the price to pay for betraying God at that time. If you find this video interesting, please like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we have more motivation to create useful videos about the Bible and get Jesus. Thank you.